Hello and welcome to the National Fenestration Awards winners video. It's been an amazing second year for the NFAs. 2014 has seen massive growth in engagement at all levels within the awards. The Cool Wall has been another major success this year, with the Wall of Winners deciding the coolest installation of the year. The number of registered users has rocketed into four figures, and the number of votes cast in this year's awards more than doubled last year's tally. So here we go, these are your 2014 National Fenestration Award winners. This was the very first award we launched back in February of this year. We knew this was going to be a competitive category after the responses in 2013. Social media has continued to play a big part in the fenestration industry this year, especially in areas like marketing, direct communications and general networking. So we're happy to announce that the social networker of 2014 is Petita Wiles of Mako. We had joint winners in this category last year, where we saw the competition fighting right until the end. This year, however, has proved a clear winner right from the start. We've had some great companies in the mix in both the nominations and voting stages. However, after receiving 66% of the votes in this category, we can announce that Mako are the winners of the Hardware Company of 2014 category. On to our third award category now, and one which we hold close to our hearts, the Young Person Award. Sponsored by GQA Qualifications, this award is designed to promote the hard work the younger generation do in fenestration, day in and day out, and sometimes not getting the acknowledgement they deserve. The votes continue to flood in right up until the very end, and we're happy to say that the worthy winner of the Young Person Award for 2014 is Hannah Howdell of Truman's Windows. Well done, Hannah. When it comes to award categories, this is a big one. The battle to declare who is the best glass manufacturer in the UK. Again, we had another strong field with some big names in the world of glass. The battle for the top remained close right up until the end, with the winner only becoming apparent on the final evening of voting. We're happy to announce that Pilkington are Glass Systems Company of 2014. From one big category to another, when it comes to awards, this is probably one of the biggest. To be called the best systems company in the UK in 2014 is a great accolade to achieve. So as expected, the votes were tight in this one, the winner really only coming through in the final day of voting. But we're happy to say that the Systems Company of 2014 award goes to Linear. The door sector continues to be an ever more competitive market, with some fantastic companies producing some amazing work over the past 12 months. The finalists in this category reflected that standard of work, with some great companies making it through to the final shortlist stage. It was an almost all-new finalist lineup compared to 2013 and was the third most voted category in this year's NFAs. However, we're happy to say that last year's runners-up are this year's winners, with the Composite and Panelled Doors 2014 award going to Listed Trade Frames. We weren't able to award a steel company a trophy last year as we didn't receive enough nominations. However, 2014 has had a much more invigorated effort from the steel side of our industry to make sure the steel windows and doors are represented this time around. With plenty of nominations in the early stages, it ensured that the final shortlist was comprised of some very high quality companies indeed. And the voting reflected that, with no clear runaway winner throughout the voting. It was close all the way, but we're happy to award the Steel Company of 2014 award to Crittall Windows. Next up is the Tmber Company of 2014 category. Timber has been making a strong revival in recent years, with more and more installers choosing to add timber as a second material of choice. We had plenty of timber nominations this year, resulting in a very high quality list of finalists and a completely different lineup compared to 2013. However, it was clear early on in this category who the winners were going to be, leading right up from the start until the final day of voting. Taking 44% of the votes in this category, the Tmber Company of 2014 is Glengarry. Continuing our run of material categories, we move on to the Aluminium Company of 2014. Like timber, aluminium has made a real comeback in recent years, becoming the second material of choice for many of the UK's installation companies. This year's shortlist was made up of some very established, high-quality aluminium companies who all deserved their place. And there was no runaway winner in this category, with any one of the companies in with a shout of winning. But we are proud to announce that the Aluminium Company of 2014 award goes to Schuko. The PVC Company of 2014 award is arguably one of the biggest material awards in the whole of the NFAs. PVC makes up much of the residential market, making it a highly competitive market within UK fenestration. This was one of the most nominated categories this year, and the shortlist reflected this. The voting was probably the closest of all the categories, with first and second place swapping positions time after time. However, after a flurry of votes right at the end, we can say that Truman's Windows are the winners of PVC Company of 2014. We now move on to the first of our three new categories for this year's NFA, the Digital Specialist of 2014 category. There are a number of superb industry-focused IT companies that have developed over the last few years, doing some great work. In fact, we have all probably used the tools and sites that our finalists have created at some point or another. So we thought it only right that we acknowledge the great work these companies do. This was another closely fought category, but about 2 weeks ago it became a little clearer who the winner was going to be. We're happy to say that the Digital Specialist of 2014 award goes to the consultancy. The second of our new categories for 2014, the Tmber Alternative Company, is an award which represents a quickly growing trend within the wider fenestration sector. The timber alternative market has grown from a niche market into its own fully grown sector, and with this award we wanted to recognise that. The shortlist for this category contained what can be argued as some of the strongest companies in the sector. The voting in this category was strong right up until the final day, but the title of Tmber Alternative Company of 2014 goes to Residence 9. Last but certainly not least, we come to our final category of the year, the Manufacturer Fabricator of 2014. The aim of this one was simple: to find the very best fabricator in the UK right now. This category covered all products in all materials. This was by far the most voted category of the 13, which meant the voting was extremely competitive since voting went live in early September. However, as the weeks went on, an eventual winner was starting to become clearer, and we're very pleased to announce that the Manufacturer Fabricator of 2014 is Polyframe. We want to give a massive congratulations to all of this year's winners. To be named top in your categories after a year-long awards is an absolutely outstanding achievement and something you should all be incredibly proud of. We'll be contacting all winners by email shortly to let you know how you're going to receive your trophies and how we're going to celebrate your success this year. We'd like to thank everyone who has nominated and voted in the National Fenestration Awards. It's your direct input which has decided this year's winners and made 2014 a year to remember for everyone involved. We want to thank all our sponsors for this year too. Your support has been invaluable and has helped make this year a great year for the NFAs. We also want to thank the trade media that has covered the National Fenestration Awards. Your coverage has helped expose the awards to a wider industry audience and helped the NFAs grow in 2014. We'll be back at the start of 2015 with an even bigger and better National Fenestration Awards. Stay up to date with the latest 2015 announcement by following us on Twitter and registering with us on the NFA website. A huge congratulations once again to all our winners, and we'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.